hell, I'm clearly a movie connoisseur. I love to watch movies. I'm really into movies like, Star Wars, Marvel movies. But today we're looking at something a little less popular, an American Girl movie about bullying. Chrissa stands strong.
Gee, Chrissa, I guess nobody likes you.
Gonna need a whole lot of this to get through this film. The film starts with Chrissa and her family moving from Iowa to Wisconsin into their grandma's house, as her husband has recently passed. We're quickly introduced to the mom, who notices that Chrissa misses her best friend from Iowa. Chrissa is going to a new school and is nervous about how hard it might be to make new friends, and she's consoled by her grandma as well.
I want you to march up to the first person you see and say, "Hello there." Hello is the first word in a friendship.
One of the first friendships I made when I moved to a new school started when I fell down a set of bleachers after an assembly, and someone helped me up. Thanks, Clay.
And if you need to break the ice, think of a good joke. You want to think of one now?
No, that's okay, Nana.
Okay.
What's up, guys? It's DPW Express here. Today, we're on the streets looking to make a new friend. Oh, look. There's someone now. Hello! Why did the chicken cross the road? After some breakfast, the grandma shows Chrissa and her brother Tyler their newborn llama, irrelevant at the time but very relevant for a good roast later in the movie. Later that morning at school, the principal introduces Chrissa to the classroom and says,
"Now I want you all to make Chrissa feel at home."
And then the class proceeds to ignore her for the rest of the period.
Guys, Chrissa decided to start school today on a Friday because we're celebrating Valentine's Day today. And what better way to get to know our new friend than on the day that celebrates what?
Friendship!
Yes.
Yeah, Valentine's Day. You know, the day of friendship. Now that Chrissa is situated into the classroom, she decides to follow her grandma's advice and break the ice.
Hello. Hey, I guess I didn't get the ponytail memo. That was a lame joke. It was lame.
Okay, guys, listen up.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Chrissa won't accept this defeat, however, and decides to sit with the girl who was alone at lunch. Despite this act of courage, the girl leaves, leaving Chrissa feeling dejected.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Which artiste would like to present next? How about Jaden? I saw you were very busy back there, Jaden. What did you make for us?
Well, something that makes my life special is my cell phone.
Blingy. And how does your cell phone make your life special?
Well, it's pink with sparkles, and it has 1,000 free minutes I can use whichever way I want.
So today, I drew a flash drive, and it's one of my favorite things in the world, because it can hold 32 gigabytes of storage, which I can use however I want. Later that day, the mean girls give the lonely girl a Valentine's with a twist, a mean poem inside.
Guys, listen. Roses are red, violets are blue. You're the loser girl, and no one likes you. Ha ha, just kidding. Happy Valentine's Day from you-know-who.
And when the time comes to open them up...
Yeah. Oh, you didn't get any Valentines. How sad.
Though to be fair, seeing as it's still the first day of school for Chrissa, and it's still Valentine's Day, and she came on Valentine's Day, and no one knew that she was coming until Valentine's Day, no one would have made any Valentines for her. Because you don't make Valentines on Valentine's Day. You make them the day before.
Well, we can't have anyone in our club who didn't get any Valentines, can we? No, we can't.
Hello.
We can't have anyone who didn't get any Valentines in our club. Now, can we, girls? No. We sorry. Who said I want to be in your club anyway?
She's a lunatic. She's smiling. Back at home, Chrissa researches alternative schooling options and brings it up at dinner.
Did you know that more and more parents are homeschooling their children? And apparently the student's chance of getting into a top college is increased by 12% when the student's homeschooled.
Really?
I looked it up. It's not true. Chrissa's dad suggests that she should join the swim team and signs a permission slip for her to go to practice. As fate would have it, Chrissa loses her form and she has some ideas of where it might have gone.
Did you? Or did you not steal my client's permission slip?
Okay! I did it! I did it! I did it!
Guilty, guilty, guilty. The court sentences you to 101 years of detention.
No, please, no! No! No!
A couple days later at school, Chrissa tells her art class that her dad needs help painting bowls that will be sold at a fundraiser for the homeless. Here, we finally see some redemption, as Sonali seems to ease up a little.
Sonali. I thought I might find the time.
That weekend, at the bowl painting party, Sonali shows up, and Chrissa gets the details on her friendship with Tara.
I'm surprised you came without Tara or Jaden.
I know. It seems like we're always together. We've been friends since preschool. Or possibly before that.
It seems that Chrissa is finally breaking through and starts to make a friend of Sonali. She shows her the llamas and then invites her to dinner the next week. As you would have it, because I guess the writers realized the plot was getting too boring, it turns out that Gwen is homeless, which is revealed at the fundraiser. Gwen tells Chrissa to keep it a secret, but as they discuss it the next day at school, this secret is overheard by Tara. She then hatches a plan to make fun of Gwen over this. Later that day in the bathroom, Gwen convinces Chrissa to cut her hair, as she wants bangs. Tara walks in and says that since her mother's a hairdresser, she can do better than Chrissa.
Oh, come on, Gwen. Tara's mom's a hairdresser. She's seen a million people get their hair cut.
Yeah, she is really good.
Well, how perfect is that?
Oops! I made a little mistake. Now you really look like a homeless person. Come on, girls.
Well, so much for perfection. Soon after this event in the bathroom, word of it spreads to administration. The principal presses hard, wanting to know what happened. Sonali decides to speak up for once and tells the principal what happened, who then decides to dole out some punishment.
An incident like this is never going to happen at this school again. Tara, I am going to suspend you 3 days.
What? She's in 4th grade, elementary school. She should at least be, put in timeout or something, not suspended for 2 days. The next day at school, Chrissa notices that Gwen isn't there and feels bad about it.
She's now been devastated. She's afraid to come back to school.
Hello.
Thankfully, this sad moment doesn't last too long, because when Gwen returns to school later that week, Sonali decides to make things right.
Gwen, Chrissa didn't tell Tara your secret. We heard you guys talking in the music room. That's how Tara knew. And Gwen, I'm really sorry about how mean I've been to you.
You know, Tara's gonna be really mad.
Yeah. You know what, Jaden? I don't care.
This launches a friendship between the three of them, and they grow closer as Sonali grows further from Tara. Back in the classroom, Mr. Beck makes some changes to help get rid of any tension between the girls.
Tara, Jaden, don't get too comfortable. Jaden, I'm moving you to cluster 3.
What? This isn't fair.
Tara, you switch with Brock.
But I can't see way back there.
Well, we'll send a note home to your mom to get your vision checked. In the meantime, take a seat in cluster 1. And Gwen, I'm moving you to cluster 4.
This annoys Tara, and she sets about getting revenge with a crappy Photoshop job.
Guess not. Tara, you have to cut this out. What? We didn't do anything, did we?
No, we didn't.
No. Just stop it, okay? Or what? Or what?
minutes left. Number 15. The last thing you'd want to find in your pool is someone else's skin disease, but as it turns out, that might be what you get. Mr. Beck interrogates the swim team, trying to figure out who posted this. Guess who?
Yes, Tara.
Is it true
Is what true?
about the skin disease? Because if it is, I can't be swimming in that water.
You know what, Tara? You sit out today. Let's go, young lady.
Yada yada, Tara mad, she get revenge. What's new?
Of course, my dive's harder because I do a corkscrew twist.
That doesn't sound that hard.
I learned it from an Olympic.
All about conditioning.
He said I was a natural. Complimented my form. Tara, get down. You're not supposed to be up here. What? Are you gonna go tattletale on me? Tara, leave him alone. No. Bet you can't do it, Tyler. Because it's too hard.
He's not gonna do it.
You won't be able to do it, Chicken. Tara, I'm the only one that can do it. Tara.
He's gonna do it.
Hold on to it.
He did it!
Tyler! Tyler! Tyler!
Just look at this. His head is bandaged, he's fine. What could the water have done to him besides knock the breath out of him? Anyways, as Chrissa helps clean up the art room, she gets some advice from her art teacher that she should tell the truth about being bullied to her parents. Chrissa follows this advice and tells her parents. Her dad then gives her an idea for her history project, which Chrissa then decides to share with her class.
Okay, Chrissa, what is it?
Let's do our project about school bullying.
I think that's a great idea.
Later that day, it's time for the big swim meet. Rather than show you 10 minutes of boring swimming, I'll just tell you that she won. At the end of the school year, Chrissa and her class shows off the project, and Chrissa throws some shade at Tara.
I know this from personal experience.
The end of the movie also has this really weird transition between the class saying what word they chose to some really bad songs saying hello. In the end, they're all friends since the power of friendship and truth overcomes any bullying. Chris's friend from Iowa visits for the summer and joins the other three for some magical time with llamas in the lake. The end.